I got my very first PRP treatment done for hair loss today, so let me take you through the whole process. For those of you who don't know what PRP is, basically they take blood from the patient and they put it in a little dial machine that spins it, and it separates the plasma from the blood itself. Then they take this plasma and they inject it into the scalp, and it increases the concentration of platelets and growth factors at the site of injury. It's really good, especially after a hair transplant, to increase growth with these follicles and give it that nutrients that it needs to grow thick and healthy. So the first thing that went down is I sat on the chair and answered a bunch of medical questions that the nurse had for me. Then the first order of business was applying the numbing cream to the top of my head before we draw any blood to let that cream set in and really numb the top of my head as most as it can be, because this process is indeed a little painful. The next step is drawing those 2 vials of blood from my body, as that's what I'll be getting the plasma from to inject into the top of my head to help my hair grow. Then you wait about 10 minutes while it spins in this machine, and then it's separated from the plasma on top and the blood at the bottom. As you can see, she showed us it directly. Then she actually drew just straight plasma into the syringe, and it was time to get to the procedure. On to the procedure. This was genuinely an insane process. When I tell you, I don't know if I was ready for actually how bad this was gonna hurt. I will even go as far to say that this was more painful than my transplant itself, and let me explain why that is. As you guys know, I got my first hair transplant 7 months ago, and I'm getting my second in May of this year. And as painful as it was, it really only lasted about 4 or 5 minutes of that numbing process, and then you're completely numb for the whole transplant. But with PRP, even with that numbing cream, let me tell you something, you feel it the entire time, and it hurts. It's doable. It's not like I'm scratching chalkboard like in so much pain, but by the time it was over, it takes about 40 minutes. I was ready for it to be done. Now, I paid for a bundle for 3 sessions of PRP, so I'll be going back next month to get another session done, and then the following month, which will be April, to get another session done, and then in May, I'm getting my second transplant, and then I'll be getting another 3 sessions of PRP. I'm truly doing everything I can to maximize my hair growth with the time I have to make this 3-year plan a full head of hair by the end of it. As far as the healing process goes, I'm not allowed to exercise hard or drink or smoke or do my hair routine for the next couple of days, but after that, you're free to live life normally. It's really not too excessive. There also might be a very slight shedding phase after PRP, which hopefully it's not too bad, but either way, I'm in it for the long haul, so I'm not really worried. It'll be beneficial in the end. And as far as the price, it's a little bit expensive. It costed me $1,500 for 3 sessions. I just got my first session. I paid for the bundle, so my next 2 sessions are included in that bundle, and I'll be straight. When the session was complete, I left in good spirits, thankful that I didn't have to feel that pain until the next session, and I went on about my day. Thank you guys so much. If you have any questions, let me know. I love you guys.